So again, let's get a recap on our tornado warning. And there's a look at your tornado warning areas: Crockett County, right there, northwestern Crockett County, Dyer County, and then we've got Gibson County in the warning as well. You're hearing the sirens going off throughout the entire Gibson County area. And this time I'm glad, because you've still got some very dangerous winds even south of this. That's going to make it into south parts of Gibson County. So anywhere in that area, and we could say all of Crockett County, make sure you're in a safe place, because even south of the tornado, we've got some very dangerous winds coming in there too. And then Haywood County. So again, Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood County under the gun right now until 4:15. Again, be watching downstream, Martin, Union City, even like, I mean, if this continues further to the east, Huntington, you could eventually be affected. Jackson, you could be affected too. Again, what do you do when you've got something like this coming at you? You want to get to the lowest point in your home. You want to get in your safe place, away from windows. If you've got a basement, you want to be there if possible. You want to be weather aware. You want to, take these warnings that we're giving you and use them. Wake your family up, get to a safe place, and then you want to take sturdy shelter in that sturdy building, far away from windows. You can shut all the doors to the outside rooms. If you've got a bathroom, maybe in a hallway in that central location, go there immediately. And then after it's moved out, watch out for down trees, power lines. After this moves on and it's calmed down, be very careful if you decide to walk out the door. Have a battery, flashlight, first aid kit. Let me check on this here. I think we got an extension of a tornado warning, and we do. So I'm going to jump real quick. You can see the lightning that we've been seeing in the background. We're going to take it back over to radar here, as we've got that camera facing towards those storms right now. And we got this being extended. We had mentioned Union City, on the lookout. Martin, it looks like it's heading your direction too. So let's get you the latest on this warning here. So this is the area under the gun for a possible tornado. This is going to be Dyer, Lake, Obion. So Dyer, Lake, Obion, this will be until 4:45. And I'll go ahead and vocally say Pemiscot, but that's just over the state line. But yeah, we got that going on till 4:45. And let me clear that. And then also, we're going to take a look at this one once again. This is going to be the Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, and Lauderdale County area till 4:15. So again, these we've been watching these storms come across the line. And our primary area here includes like the Gibson and Crockett County areas. Memphis typically covers areas west of there. But as this just continued looking more dangerous, I've just come on ahead and come on early. And I'm glad I did, because as I suspected, Crockett County and Gibson County eventually went under this warning. If you're in Gibson County, Crockett County, please be taking cover, because this continues to look very dangerous right now. All right, let's see here. Again, I don't know what's going on with there we go. The radar sometimes, but there we go. Very dangerous, very dangerous. Wow, I mean, this right here just looks life-threatening. I've seen this many times over. If this is not producing at least 60, 70 mile per hour winds right along in here, I would be surprised. This is some very ferocious winds coming forward. And just let me give you a heads up. Jackson, Milan, Medina. Yeah, if you know people in this area and you love them, and even if you don't love them and you don't like them, this would be a time to call them and say, hey, be looking to the west. Brian Davis is on there. He's usually not, he's usually calmer about this. He's got a little bit of that tone in his voice. It sounds like something's going on. Yeah, go ahead and let them know that we're covering this, and to be on the close watch, because Jackson, Milan, you could eventually very well, I think you will be under the gun here very soon from some damaging, dangerous winds. Of course, this area here, moving off to the northeast, right in here, kind of a little comma tail on the north end of this. This is where you can get the tornado warning. right in here. So you get that little backspin, that little rotational area that's coming through, approaching the Gibson County area. And then right back here looks really bad. You got a little inflow notch going on right there, so we could have that tornado going on right here, kind of approaching 69 and eventually make its way towards Union City and Martin. Union City, you're not right in the immediate warning. It's just south of you here at the moment, but definitely just go ahead and take cover because it's moving in your general direction here. All right, we'll do some more estimated times of arrival here on the immediate tornado warning here. Let's just pull and this is going to fan out. This will be good for both warnings to give you a great idea of when you could be anticipating this area. All right, so we've got Friendship at 3:57, Dyer by 4:14, Mason Hall by 4:19, China Grove by 4:21, Bradford by 4:24, Greenfield by 4:27. And if this goes a little bit, I've drawn this a little wider here because I think all of these areas will be affected by at least some form of wind. But if this goes a little further to the right, that's why I've included you, McKenzie, just out of safety here. And Dresden, Martin by 4:31. Let's see, I made it to Bradford, 4:24. Greenfield, 4:27. Martin, again by 4:34. Dresden by 4:37. And again, McKenzie, you're not under the warning, but you could be. You're going to catch some of this as it comes in about 4:40. And Fulton by 4:43. Okay, and then so you got the two areas under a tornado warning. Three polygons here. This is the same tornadic situation, but it has been extended further to the north and east. And then you've got this big old mean looking area of winds that's coming into western portions of Gibson County, and then it's continuing right across. In fact, Crockett County is getting the bulk of these straight line winds right now as it comes right through central Crockett County, moving towards eastern Crockett County. And I don't see how we're going to avoid it here in Jackson unless this was just a weekend all at once, but it is going to continue to push off to the east, affecting places like Milan, Medina, Jackson, and could eventually, you're kind of on the drag side of this here, the drag where it's kind of dragging along. But Bolivar, you be on the watch, and anybody along I-40 here from like Jackson back over to Memphis, and I see a little inflow notch right there, just right there around the general Memphis area. Y'all be watching that. We'll be keeping a close watch. So some very dangerous things going on with this whole system as it continues to make its way across the area this morning. And again, I'm just gonna mute my mic here real quickly because I need to clear my throat. Okay, thank you, Melissa, working so hard with me tonight. She went ahead and muted me. I could tell in my IFB. Thank you, Melissa. Sometimes we just have to clear our throat with all this pollen that we've been dealing with all this week, and it's very important that I continue to be able to relay the message of what's going on here. I need to do something here with the radar if it will work. Some of our radars may be down. No, it is just that active. Wow, that is just very, very impressive. So I'm going to kind of tune some of that out, but my goodness, I mean, we've got that much rain falling within that system. Let's see, let me see what radar I'm looking at here. It looks like Paducah. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll just go with this. It's the closest radar. Looks like, yeah, Memphis, both radars have a good view. I think Paducah's going to have a little bit better view. Trenton, be in your safe place. This is coming your direction, these high winds, and you're right there on the edge of that tornado warning too. So be in your safe place there as well, as that area of very dangerous winds continues to move in your direction. Let me get in here real tight. And so you can see some of the other communities, especially right here where this wind looks to be the the worst. So all of these areas are going to be affected by some potentially life-threatening winds. So you've got the tornado polygon here, and it's moving towards Dyer. The potential tornado is going to be right on the north side, the rotation, just like that right there, as this area pushes towards Dyer. All right, so you guys have got to be in your safe place. But then down here, south of the rotation, we've got this wall of winds that continues to move off to the east, and so that puts areas at threat. Could be upwards of 80 to 90 mile per hour winds coming down to the surface right now. Trenton, down through the Humboldt area as this wall of high winds comes through Alamo. You've got the high winds tracking over you right now that continues on through the Crockett County area. So this area of winds here tracking on to the east, and we could be indicating some winds that could be as high as like 80 to 90 miles per hour on the leading edge of this bow echo. And again, right here on the north side of this is where we could be getting the rotation moving northeast up into the Dyer County area. So I just have to tell you that right now, doing the one-man band thing, and again, and that's because we've been going at this all week. I know most of the weather team, we're going off, you know, just a few hours of sleep over several days. And so that's the reason there's not a bunch of us in here at the moment. We're kind of spreading us all out. That way we can continue to be here and warn folks as the day goes on, because it's going to be a very long day. But again, right there where that wind and lightning is showing up, that is the place you need to be in your safe place and right out ahead. Humboldt, Milan, Medina, Dyer, be in your storm shelter or in the lowest portion of your home. Mason Hall, be taking cover. Dyersburg, continue to stay there. Now, if you're in the Halls area, it has moved to the east of you. Let me do a quick. Yeah, if you're in Halls or Curve, Ripley, right now that treacherous activity has moved east of you for right now, but there will likely be additional warnings as we head later into the day. So again, Dyersburg, just south of Union City, you're under the gun, and it continues to look the worst where we're looking at West Gibson and northwest Alamo County. Okay, the National Weather Service has placed the entire eastern portion of Dyer County under a confirmed tornado warning. So eastern portions of Dyer County under a tornado warning, and then we've got northwestern Crockett now under a confirmed tornado warning, and we've got a good western portion of Gibson County under a confirmed tornado warning. So I'm going to highlight this so you can see the areas we're talking about. You know, I think about the color adjustments on some TVs may vary. So we're gonna kind of lay this out for you, and yeah, go ahead, my friend. I'll stay here just a moment. Thank you, and we'll let you know the areas. So we kind of lit this up. It's kind of bright looking. So if you're like me and you maybe have a little bit of that color blindness with certain colors, right there's the area that's under that confirmed tornado warning. They have seen this, and at times this has been doing some damage. So this is already confirmed on the ground doing damage. Crockett, Dyer, and Gibson until 4:15, and that's again right here in this entire boxed in area. Rutherford, it's just downwind from you, but this is ramped up twice. We had the confirmed tornado warning back here. Lauderdale County, it got a little further east. They went with the radar indicated tornado warning, and then now it's back to confirmed again. And we had mentioned how this could ramp back up and it could become a confirmed tornado warning. So please take cover there. Look at Rutherford. You can see that radar echo getting closer to you. Really, I know this is a tornado warning. We got the tornado on the north part of this bow echo, on the comma part of it, we call it. But the high winds continue to come through as well there in Crockett County. So even though you're not under the tornado warning in southeast Crockett County, you've got to be in a safe place too, because radar at times has indicated upwards of what could be 80 to 90 mile per hour winds coming through with that part of the storm as well. And you know, whether it's straight line in some areas or tornadic in others, a very dangerous, threatening situation. Jackson, let's be on guard as this is moving in our direction. Milan, Medina, those areas, be on guard as that area is moving towards you too. Let's take a look. I don't want to leave out anybody. Let's go back to this radar confirmed tornado warning that's a little bit further north, and I'm going to highlight that. And for just a moment, I'm going to take the radar off, and I'm going to get rid of this lightning here as well. That we don't have to really have that at the moment. So let me just show you all of these areas. Now the green is the flood warnings, but right here, these two boxes are what are under the gun right now, the worst of the situation. And basically right here we've got Dyer, Lake, Obion, and Pemiscot County. They're in the radar indicated tornado. It's going to be coming very close to the county line. I was looking at the radar back there. It's going to come real close to the county line here in just a moment. And Union City, if you're watching this, please take cover, as you could be dealing with a tornado here over the next few minutes. But again, the northward most polygon here is going to be for Dyer, Lake, Obion, and Pemiscot. This will be until 4:45. And this, out of the two, what we know is that this tornado is on the ground. So anywhere in this area, which would be western Gibson, we've got northwest Crockett, and we've got eastern Dyer County, that entire area. If you're in that area, be in your safe place. And just like I did for the areas that are now able to come out, I will let you know when it's safe to come out. So a lot of times I say just cut your TV volume up where you can continue to monitor us. And I try to think of this too with radio, thinking about the audio portion of this too. So thank you guys. That way I can stay with you here too and drive the radar as well. But just a dangerous night. These storms took a little bit more of an eastward trajectory compared to what models were showing. And so, initially, it looked like it was going to be a little bit later into the morning before some of this would come in this far south. But it's like I tell people, you got to respect the weather. It can do this. So we've had this severe storm that developed out in northeast Arkansas, and it started bowing outward. And then it has spawned a couple of potential tornadoes. Well, one we know is confirmed here. And so that's why that we've been coming on. Go ahead. Yes. Okay, so there's both of our tornado warned areas. We've got Crockett, Dyer, Gibson till 4:15, and then we've got Dyer, Lake, Obion, and Pemiscot County. Well, of course, that's just over the line, but Dyer, Lake, and Obion here in West Tennessee. Okay, all right, yeah, that's fine. We'll go ahead and clear this off, and let me see. There you go. Okay, great. I'm going to take another look at this too. You can see, look at the winds that we've got going on here. Rutherford, just downwind from the Milan area, closing in on the Jackson area, now on top of the Brownsville. Yeah, I'll stay right here. That'll work, guys. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and we'll clear for just a moment. I'm going to take some of this off in the background. There's what I was looking for, okay. And you're looking at the radar now, and Union City, you're in the path of this too, but by far the worst that I see is with this confirmed tornadic area, these high winds that continue to make their way now through southeastern Crockett County, central, we can now say central portions of the Gibson County area, and then we've got eastern portions of the Lauderdale County included, Dyer County included in that too. So that's where I see the highest winds, and then we've got the northmost tornado warning closing in on like Martin and Union City. Not officially in the tornado warning yet, but it's moving in your direction. So very active situation, very life-threatening. I'm going to peek here just a moment at the winds out of Paducah just to see what I can see. I haven't wasted much time looking at that, as we just want to get these warnings out. But even on the reflectivity, this looks highly, highly threatening at what we're looking at in this bowing segment that we're seeing here. So we'll take a look at that wind now. And yeah, it really does confirm what I've been telling folks here right through the eastern Crockett County area, central Gibson County. That is where I'm seeing some of the highest of the winds. And I'm going to peek here just a moment at the winds out of Paducah just to see what I can see. I haven't wasted much time looking at that, as we just want to get these warnings out. But even on the reflectivity, this looks highly, highly threatening at what we're looking at in this bowing segment that we're seeing here. So we'll take a look at that wind now. And yeah, it really does confirm what I've been telling folks here right through the eastern Crockett County area, central Gibson County. That is where I'm seeing some of the highest of the winds. yeah, it could be 55 or more miles per hour, just sampling that right there. So yeah, we got severe winds coming through there right now. I'm just going to take a look. Yeah, approaching 60-mile-an-hour winds, and this is not far from the radar site. So a lot of this is very likely reaching the ground. And then again, what you get a lot of times on these bow segments is you get some rotation on the north end of it, and that's why we got the tornado warning for that area. New warning that's coming out. I think they're extending this further downwind. It now includes like Martin. So we'll get you the latest on this. Oh, let me take off the wind here. We'll go back to the regular view there to give a little bit better. I see a big hail core too right there just northwest of Milan. All right, new tornado warning coming out. This is for Gibson, Obion, now including a good portion of Weakley County, now included in that tornado warning. This is going to be for the Gibson, Obion, Weakley County area till 5 a.m. So that's now being extended downwind. This thing is not giving up as it continues slicing across northwest Tennessee. So we'll clear that one for just a moment, and we want to keep with this northernmost warning too. Right here, let me click. It's trying to, there we go. All right. Just going to move the flash flood. That is dangerous, but by far the tornado threat's the most. Dyer Lake, Obion County till 4:45. Now, if I put this in motion here, the worst part of this, look at how it's just bowing out across southeastern or eastern Crockett County into Gibson. And you can see that little curl there on the northern part. So we've got the potential tornado continuing right there on the north part of that rotation. I'll draw it out. So right in here is now where we're seeing the potential tornado, as it's near the Rutherford area, right on the north end of that bow segment. And then right out here is where we've got the life-threatening winds. And if I just kind of draw this forward, you can see where those may wind up downwind of the situation. We'll take that all back off here. Again, just continue any of these areas inside these polygon boxes. Please continue to stay in your safe place. We've already had a confirmed tornado with some of this activity as well. So again, we're talking about Rutherford, Martin, now included in the tornado warning. Union City, it could very well be extended downwind as well. All right, and then that big hail core, let me get that. That is within the tornado warning box there too. Look at that, Mo. Mo Shamel joining me right on top of Trenton.
Oh, wow.
That is probably some, could be golf ball sized, maybe even egg sized hail right there near Trenton. So you guys definitely be in your safe place. You're on the edge of that tornado warning right there along 45, but that is some very dangerous hail going on. And I know Mo has been watching this, but Mo, basically just that Boeing segment, and on the north side near Rutherford, we're seeing that, we've been seeing that possible circulation. Okay. The two separate warnings, one to the north, one just a little further south. And then you can see Martin and Union City that are involved in there too. Been pointing out even south of the tornado warning where if I bring in the rest of the lower levels of the radar here, kind of the lower precipitation falling, you can really see how that's been bowing out ahead. A typical bow echo, we call it, but that's something that we're going to continue to track here as well. So anyway, Union City, Martin, you're under the gun here shortly. Just be in your safe place. So gonna highlight here the tornado warnings again. The furthest north. There we go, tornado warning, Gibson, Obion, Weakley County. Tornado warning till 5 a.m. And we're gonna kind of move this east here where you can see the areas included. And then also we've got this tornado warning here just further north. And there we go, tornado warning. This is gonna be for Dyer Lake, Obion County until 4:45. So very active radar going on, and again, just continue to stay in your safe place right now. Let me see if I can give some other folks clear. And again, if you're leaving out somewhere, don't go east. If you're in Alamo, Don't go east because that's some dangerous wind. But Alamo, at least you can come out of your safe place right here in Alamo. It has moved east.
Severe thunderstorm warning out.
I know.
Out of that, the rest of Gibson County, especially south of Trenton there,
Absolutely.
Towards Milan. The tornado, if there is a tornado, that's going to go north of you, but you are about to get hit with some big winds
Smacked.
here through the rest of Gibson County, extending down from I guess that'd be just west of Bradford over towards Milan, all the way down to Medina. Even Humboldt, you got some pretty big winds. I saw the light show on my way in here, and I'm playing catch up here a little bit on myself, and I'm literally just waking up myself. So I'm gonna be playing catch up here, and we're gonna roll here. And keep you informed on everything that's going on here. So I'm gonna
make a quick phone call here and just ring my line because you can see that's closing in on my place
close
there.
To your home. So yeah, you go ahead and give them a call, and I'm gonna sort of take over here verbally. Control, did you set the camera already? I can hop on camera here.
There's a camera here, and the green screen is also adjusted too. So. Oh, okay. Mo, here, have a seat, my friend. And guys, I'll be right back with you here in just a moment. And I'm doing what I've been telling you guys. If you've got a loved one downwind of this storm, call and wake them up. And the thing I'm concerned about, I've got an automated warning system, but because the severe thunderstorm warning has not officially been issued on that storm, and we're seeing these devastatingly high winds, they're not going to get the warning. So that's why I'm making a phone call. So if you see people like in Milan, Medina, and be watching here, North Jackson, those are some treacherous winds coming through. You might call. They may be a little grumpy, but they will be alive at the end of the day, and that's what counts. And make your best efforts to try to wake them up and let them know that some high winds are coming their direction.
Just re-racking a couple things to fix that. If reflectivity was in the wrong position, so I just put it there in the front for you real quick, Brian. And then,
okay, my friend, thank you.
Go ahead and pull radar back up, and we'll take a look at what's going on here. And we'll take a look at the traditional view here first. We'll start over the whole area, and then it looks like you had the tilt down here, so let me fix that right quick. He's going to go ahead and give his wife a call here, and I'm going to go ahead and keep track of this for you. It looks like he's on the Camden radar at the moment, so I'm going to cancel that out right now, and we're going to go over to Paducah, I think that's going to have the better shot at the storm right now. And again, let's see here. So we'll go ahead and leave this sit here and then kind of give you an idea. Notice how this line is really bowing out. Even North Jackson at this point, we probably at the very least have a very large shelf cloud moving in. I don't know if, looks like we've moved things around here a little bit. So let me, if you, see here, if this is going to be pulled up on any of the Mac computers, they've probably got a pretty good shelf cloud coming in town. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around and start taking a look at that as well here. Yeah, you can actually see the light show that's going on just to the north there in Gibson County as well. So let me go ahead and pull up the bump out shot now, and that'll give you a shot control of that. So while I'm talking, you can randomly show that camera while we are talking here. And
moment to get yourself together. I know you just came in on the fly a little bit early. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are welcome.
Going that extra mile.
This is what it's all about.
But Mo, he helped me out there just a moment because I had to do what I've been telling you guys to do. I had to call my family and say, hey, go to the hallway, get in a safe place, let these winds get by. And the thing is, I've got 2 layers of automated warnings in case I'm tied up on the air that they get those warnings, but because the official warning has not come out for these areas, we've got life-threatening situation, in my opinion.
And I'm going to see about the National Weather Service, see if they're concerned about wind. Well, they should be, if they're not at this point. But yeah. Really.
So 2 tornado warnings going on, one that has been near the Dyersburg area. It's pushing to the northeast. I believe at last check around 45 miles per hour, moving towards the Union City area. This is 1 tornado warning. You can see the lightning associated with it, but it would most likely be right in here is where the general tornado would be. This one's the most dangerous, at least we know of it being, because it has been confirmed at times on 2 separate occasions. We did have a confirmed tornado warning with it. And you can see it's kind of on the north side of that rotation. Sometimes we get Mo will know what I'm saying. The comma part, the northern comma part there, right there.
We got the technical term is usually a bookend vortice. Is what
That's
it looked
it.
like when I first left the house.
I was not going to
But then
pull
by the
that
time I
out
got
this
here-
early, but there you go. Yeah, bookend vortice. So that was that technical term I was trying to remember, but like sleep deprivation, sometimes you just can't pull it out. But right on the north end of that comma tail there, that's you were seeing those high winds. Just eyeballing that when he brought it up, could easily be 80, 90, 100 mile per hour winds, and right in here, it's kind of
looks really broadened out, but look at that. But there is another rotation that might be trying to develop just to the northwest of Milan. It will be crossing pretty close to where the last tornado that was on the line went through there back in what was that, late March, mid-March?
Yeah.
Around, that's in almost the exact same neighborhood. It doesn't look like it's rotating strongly, but you definitely got some strong winds trying to blow through here.
Wow.
So, in just this frame right now, so it's probably pretty noisy in Eastgate, so that's going to be directly between Bradford, the Cades community, Hughes Loop, Milan. If these places sound familiar, this is where we're talking about. That's probably got some pretty strong winds. You can see right there. Look at that arc right here. Very, very strong winds up in the
wow.
bay.
Yeah.
Right here. Look at that. That is bowing right out and coming right into the Milan
I would be in the
area
safe
right now.
place.
You got to be indoors
Cades,
right now.
I see just north there on 45. Be in your safe place. All of these areas, 45 east.
I'm sampling about 40, between 45 and 50 mile per hour winds, but and maybe that's why they're not warning on it. But again, probably should be pretty close to the surface being sampled at this point. I believe I'm on. Let's see here. This is
45,
this
50.
is Paducah. This is from Paducah's angle, and this is from Memphis.
And Mo, at one point, as that line was coming through, I was sampling like 80 plus mile an hour. So it's kind of been pulsing up, pulsing down. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And these have been they very much have been doing that here. So this inflow is not looking as impressive here on the north side, but there is definitely RFD, or rear flank downdraft, on the south side of the original circulation that's pushing some strong winds towards Milan right now for sure. And I know we're going to try not to move the map as much as possible here for you. There you go. Notice how it's starting to pick up a little bit. They're just south of Bradford. So again, this is going to be very close to those. I'm going to go in tight because this area has been hit by a tornado very recently. So I'm going to go in real tight here. And this is up near Tucker's Corner. So yeah, look at that, Thetford Road. This is exactly where we had that tornado last time. This is near Thetford Road right now. So we've got some strong rotation, Thetford Road, Vic Road, right along parallel with Highway 45 East. This is exactly where, if we have a tornado possible right now, this is probably where it's at. And remember, these radar scans are a little bit behind from reality. So this is probably already to Highway 45 East right now, if not already over near Idlewild at this point. So you definitely want to be in your safe spot. If you're not already, get there immediately. You want to be interior room, as the lowest floor of your home, and the most interior room as possible. Go ahead, take pillows, blankets to keep yourself covered up. If you get a bathtub, hop in. That saved a guy back in Selmer. Saved his life. He just jumped in that tub. So you want to hop in that tub right now. If you've got a baseball helmet, football helmet, whatever you do, protect your head. Wear shoes. But if there is a tornado, it is probably to the east of Highway 45 East there, basically just to the east of Milan Highway, so just south of Bradford, between Milan and Bradford at this hour. And that's going to be moving over to, here's some of those roads, just to name off some more roads. I'm going to try to pronounce these, and I know I'm going to butcher it, but Mount Peachja Road, Reynolds Road, Walnut Grove Road. You're under the gun, so you're next to see this potential tornado if this is still on the ground. Do you have National Weather Service chat up anywhere, Brian? If not, I can get it up here.
I think it's on one of those, but I want to point out too. I'm looking at the weather camera too here off the scenes, behind the scenes from Jackson, and it looks very threatening. Every now and then you get the lightning, and in the distance you can see the shelf clouds. You can also see in the foreground striations there with that storm, which indicates some of the hints of the wind, the high winds that can be in this storm. And at one point, it almost looked like I was seeing a rain-free base in there too, but this looks like Yeah, I mean, that's very ominous looking as we look north there from Jackson, right there just just to the right of that rightmost radio tower. When the lightning kicks in, you can tell this has a very high cloud top with it. This is a very, very powerful storm as it continues to make its way.
Seeing these specific confirmations on this, yeah, a lot of talk about the flooding that's going on back to the west down right now. But yeah, from our perspective, it looks like if we've got a tornado still, might be too different. Well, here's a new. Actually, we might need to switch over to Camden here to see if Camden has a better look at this. I need to turn it back on.
Yeah, and I want to point out too that Camden radar has done pretty good
job. A little broad here, so we're getting pretty close in the GAN community. You all are very familiar with tornadoes. Multiple tornadoes have been. Yeah, they've reissued a new tornado warning. That's now including northwestern Carroll County, southern Weakley County, and by extension, southwestern portions of Henry County also included in this tornado warning. As this rotation, it's not very tight, but it is. There's definitely something trying to spin up there now, moving through northeastern Gibson County. So, again, so this is going to go basically parallel and northwest of Highway 79 to sort of get your bearing. So, some communities in line for this tornado. In fact, we'll go ahead and track this out here for you, go ahead and track this out, and then we'll give you some times of arrival on this tornado as it makes its way in your general direction. I want to take a look at the stats here real quick. I apologize. I'm still waking up here myself. So I know we're waking up right out of bed. This is moving northeast at about 35 miles per hour.
Moving northeast. Mo, I'll give you a break here for just a moment.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. But I'm going to step on the green wall. If you'll just kind of drive it there a moment, and I'll vocalize what's going on.
I'll drive here
it has
for
been
a minute.
long
So this is moving at about 35 miles an hour to the northeast. So this is going to give you some communities. So if your name's on these communities, I need you to get up.
Yeah,
wake everyone up. I need you to wake them up, get them out of bed. I don't care if they're throwing everything under the sun at you. You need to get up and save their life right now.
Absolutely.
That's what's important right now. So wake them up. You need to get to an interior room. You need to get yourself covered up right now. So a tornado warning in effect. This polygon, I probably drew it just a little too big, so it's including some communities that probably shouldn't. Let me drive this up just a little bit. There we go. So right now it's pretty much, it's in Greenfield right now, or just to the south of Greenfield. It's on the way to the community of Christmasville at 4:45, Hinkledale by 4:51, Gleason, if it holds together, by 4:51. It's going to be in town. McKenzie is going to be a close call, but it'll be there by about 5:02. The Hico community about 5:06, Como about 5:11. Of course, that's all the way up near Henry County, the community of Henry in southwest, just southwest of Paris. If it holds together, it's going to be about 5:31 on its arrival here. And if we could take a quick look at the camera out of downtown Jackson, we got a good visual of the shelf cloud right now that's pushing into northern Madison County.
You may see it change just a moment. I want to move just a little further east. Right there should give us a little bit better view. And we'll bring that back full screen now.
I want to emphasize this is what's coming into Madison County is just straight line winds. It is straight line winds and some very heavy rain, and get used to that. We're going to be dealing with that for the rest of the day, the heavy rain. But this is just damaging winds that's pushing into Madison County. We are focused in on the tornado warning. Probably going to chop out that northern tornado warning that still includes Martin. I'm not seeing a reason to continue that one at this point, but we'll see what the National Weather Service ultimately does. So we'll go back. We're going to go back and take a look at the whole scene here, and I'm going to go take a look at what you got here, Brian. Sorry, I'm driving on the new on another profile that I'm not usually on. So, okay, then it's a little different. Okay, there we go. So notice that real Boeing, the Boeing segment of that going through northern Madison County, and that's going to bring some very gusty, perhaps damaging winds. And that's going to come through three-way, North Jackson as well. Northeast Jackson, not too long behind that, it will be arriving as well. And of course, you got the visual now. We see the shelf cloud that's about to produce that wind. It's coming right into Jackson right now. As we go to the north here again, we'll go back tight on I'm going to check on the National Weather Service, see if they had any different. Joel just reported 40 miles per hour tops.
Yeah, thanks, Joel.
Thank you, Joel, for that report.
And Mo, I'm pulling yours. I'm going to pull a couple of your radar scenes in here. Hopefully that'll help you there. I'll pull in one of your hits to this here, and that way.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I know.
Let's see here, ongoing. Yeah, they're canceling the western tornado warning. So that one that's over the western portion of Gibson County will cancel here shortly. Okay, so otherwise, at the very least, we've got some very heavy rain and even some big hail that is coming into northwest Carroll County, far southern Weakley County at the moment. I'm going to go back over to velocity. And just to do our due diligence here, I am going to go ahead and take a look at our debris tracker as well. If I can get it to show up here. There we go. That's what I want. And then let's see here. Correlation coefficient, just to make sure. Okay, so not seeing the crazy holes that we were seeing back on us Friday morning when we were here. So nothing like that happening here. So that's good. That's encouraging news. Right now we just got a bit of a bookend vortex season. Sometimes when we get these little bow echoes that form on the northern side of those bow echoes, they sometimes can produce brief tornadoes. And I think that's the big concern for the National Weather Service as it's just sort of ramping up. In addition to that, remember, it's been very quiet in West Tennessee. We haven't had anything happen. So this atmosphere hasn't been tempered down at all. So as this line is now moving east and advancing east, it's getting access to our atmosphere that's very charged up still. It hasn't really tempered down at all, even with the loss of sunshine. We've had a southerly wind the entire night. So again, the atmosphere is very unstable even at this hour. So that's the reason National Weather Service is a little concerned that this might be able to produce a tornado.
Wow, look at this mode. I've got yours pulled up here too, by the way, under the new hit where it's got the 3 scenes. So that, look at that bow. Look at that, just bowing out. Some very treacherous winds. I mean, when you see that, that's classic.
I'm not sure what my data.
It is moving right now. That bow echo is moving into western Carroll County. Also, southwestern portions of Henry County, be in your safe place, and it's slicing across.
Swap chairs.
Absolutely, my friend. Weakley County, be in your safe place. Not at all. No, you do what you got to do, my friend.
Okay. We're going to get it there. We're about comfortable here. We're going to work it out. Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate it. Okay, so I've got my traditional view up here, almost up here. Let me go down here, and I'll go into where I usually would go.
And continuing under that tornado warning, we'll go ahead and point that out once more. This is probably the most powerful portion of this Boeing segment, the bookend vortice, as Mo and me have been mentioning here. So you got to take cover. Got a good hail core on there just south of Skullbone, McKenzie. Definitely be in your safe place. Just a very dangerous storm all the way around. Here's a look at the area. Again, the official tornado warning goes until 5:15. But again, I mean, we've shown at times winds that could be well over 60 miles an hour that are coming through close to, well, that was when it was coming through the Alamo area, but still showing could be well over 50 or more miles per hour coming towards the Cedar Grove, coming through the Milan and Medina areas right this moment. But again, on the northern side, McKenzie, you are under the gun. Skullbone, McKenzie. And if it stays together, Paris, you're going to be under the gun too. This is moving very quickly. It's the Boeing segment with this is just eyeballing it here. It's probably moving well over 50 miles an hour. That's why it's covered so much ground as we've been going through this morning. So if I put this in motion, you'll see just how that bowed out, and you can see that bookend vortice there. Rotating around. Yeah, I haven't seen one like this in a while that just looked this dangerous. And look at how I just left the rest of the line way back here at Covington and Memphis. And right in here, I can tell you this is doing some damage as I see it on radar. Huntington, be in your safe place. It's really covering a lot more ground than just the tornado polygon area by far. We could have damage well to the north and well to the south of this polygon. You can also see right here in Jackson, it would be a little bit less powered part of this kind of dragging there from the south. And you can also see that on the weather cam as well. In the daytime, that would look very threatening, but again, very compelling to look at, especially when we get that lightning going on. Wow, look at that mode just kind of spinning in across our northern counties right now. That entire part of the storm is highly, highly, highly dangerous. Huntington, please take cover.
Just about got my radar up, everything up the way you traditionally would see it from me.
Yeah, we're good. You do what you got to do, and I can keep on talking. So I get paid to talk for a living. We'll just keep going, and Mo's going to continue to gather what he needs there. And I know he made his way in early tonight, and we appreciate him. We've got a good team here. We've all been kind of spacing out, taking care of each other, the entire team behind the scenes.
Believe it or not, we have to sleep.
That's right.
We too have to recharge and sleep as well.
And I tell you what, and he knows I don't need a raise for saying this at all, but we've got to send a good word out to our news director. He goes the extra mile. He's been here through a majority of this. When other places I've worked, some of the news directors would be at home asleep. But he's.
Yay, they canceled.
I just got to send that out.
They canceled the tornado warning.
Okay,
But
good.
let's see if they continue this as a severe thunderstorm warning instead. Probably should, but again, the only confirmed report right now was from Joel in Humboldt. He said 40 miles per hour tops.
Yeah, they're just not going to put that on there. They're under a tornado watch. But as you know, a tornado watch is just conditions are favorable for tornadoes. But wow, I know that they've been extremely busy. They've covered a record amount of tornadoes this week, and compliments to the Weather Service here too. And sometimes if they're just not seeing, in their opinion, certain, and there's a standard too. It has to be at least 57 mile per hour winds indicated. I'm not going to get into that, but just looking at from like our Camden radar, one that we have here that we've brought online that better serves some of these areas. It is shown where it could have greater winds than that at times. So let's see. I want to do something here. We'll look at the Camden radar and just see what we've got off of that, because it is much closer to this activity than like the Memphis radar. And so we'll go to that right there and look at this out of Camden. Right there is I do believe, let me just double confirm here that, yeah, you're seeing that out of the Camden radar right now. And it too, it is showing, you can see how that bow segment continues to come across Milan. It's just about to make its way through the Medina area there in Gibson. I'm speaking about some of the worst parts of this. But again, looking at the radar here closer by, Paris, just be ready here. It looks like about 30 minutes, give or take. You're going to be under the threatening situation too. Okay, I've taken the Camden radar in Benton County. I've kind of narrowed this down so you can get an idea of where the worst part of this is at. And again, and this one's a little more current than like some of the other radars, but the winds are going to be right out in front, and we'll kind of draw a track on where the greatest winds would be and kind of push this off to the east here. Let me make sure I've got it timed out right. So there we go. That should be, in general, very, very close to when that'll arrive in your area. Not sure what happened there.
Okay,
Let's do that again.
So it looks like maybe a little bit of rotation trying to redevelop. It's just to the north of Atwood right now. That's going to be moving just north towards Tresvant and McLemoresville. I'll try to get that pronunciation right. Someone was trying to teach me. I do take feedback, and I will listen to you. I hear McLemoresville. I believe that's how y'all pronounce it, or at least it's very close to how y'all pronounce that. But here's a look at that rotation that's moving into Tresvant right now, or very close to it. It's basically riding just to the north of Highway 79, US 79, there as it goes to the north there. And we'll go ahead and bow this out here just a little bit, and it's going off to the northeast at 35. So while we don't have a warning in effect at the moment, we are still tracking a little bit of shear there, basically right up Highway 79. So let's give you some times of arrival on that, and even a couple of hospitals to give you some real indication exactly where this potential rotation, or what was originally a bookend vortice that's now moving into northwestern Carroll County. It's actually technically out of Gibson County and should stay just south of Weakley County, and then it'll move into portions of northwest Carroll County, and eventually far southwestern Henry County. So the Tresvant, it's pretty much it's pretty much there now. But by about actually, in fact, I'm going to move this forward just a little bit since it updated on me since I was drawing it.
Mo, you go ahead and draw that out. I want to point out something here too with the Camden radar, because we're able to see very close to the ground with that as well. And you can see the high winds that are being indicated. We'll try to sample some of these pixels here. Could be like, 50, 60 miles an hour. And this is, again, really close to the ground because we're not far from this radar site. So again, that's just to the west of Huntington, Clarksburg, and Cedar Grove. Be in your safe place, because anywhere over 50-mile-an-hour winds, that can take down some big trees. It won't pluck them out of the ground like a tornado, but it can blow them over, and those can be deadly. And the ground is so saturated that that softer ground can make those trees much easier to fall. So again, showing anywhere from 50 to upwards, could be 60 miles an hour coming through. This is going to be in the western portion of Carroll County right now, as that continues to move right towards one of our exclusive radars there in Benton County, giving us a great look. That's one of the reasons that we've got that radar there, is to help with these areas further away from the more powerful radars, and it is doing a great job tonight to help us get these warnings out tonight. So please, but this does no good, radars, all the radars in the world, if you don't do heed by the warnings, right, Mo? I mean, we've got to heed the warnings tonight on a night like tonight. And so again, Cedar Grove, let's see, Howley, Trezevant, continue to stay in your safe place. Milan and Medina, I would stay there a little bit longer. Humboldt, it's just about completely out of your area to the east, but I would say at least another 5-10 minutes stay in a safe place there in Milan. And I'm just doing that out of caution, but that's just about to get to the east of you guys too. Alamo, you're fine right now. Brazil, Bald Eagle, those areas. Jackson, we're seeing that big shelf come into the northern part of the city. It's not as powerful on the wind showing up there. It looks like about 30 to 40 from the Camden site. But again, we've got some gusty winds. I would continue to stay, not try to venture out at this time for sure. But again, that's going to be right there coming into Terry, Cedar Grove. You've got potentially between 50 to 60 mile an hour winds coming in. And again, this we know, because we're not but what, about 20, 30 miles max from that radar looking into this, and it's close enough to the radar that we can see real low to the ground, moving through the Trezevant area eventually, and this thing has not been letting up much at all. So Huntington, Clarksburg, downwind of this here probably, well, I can do a track on it here real quick.
I've got one up on Max too, if I just want to take that real quick.
Very good, yes.
Just to give some more communities a heads up on this, and McLean-Mooresville right now, again, we've got, or will be, the Boeing segment, probably the outflow gust or shelf cloud is probably moving in town right now, and McLean-Mooresville there. And again, and I know we're not exactly getting these names right. We're doing this on the fly, y'all. Anyways, Huntington, if it holds together, actually this will probably stay on the north side of Huntington. I probably just drew the polygon too big here. Let me pull that up just a little bit. It's going to be a close call, but if anything, you've got some gusty winds pushing in town right now. At the very least, a massive shelf cloud. In fact, we have a camera for that. In fact, if you want to pull Brian back up, I'll go ahead and pull up the Huntington camera.
Hang on just a moment. Leave it on Max 1 for just a moment, because I want to line this camera up a little bit better. But we'll just leave it on Max 2, either one of the radars there, and I'm going to just bring this around. Which really, let me just get a real good look. We can bring the camera on, that's fine. And then I'll go full screen here in just a moment. But look at that. We're just kind of moving from the west now towards the northwest. You can see that cloud coming into Jackson. This is not the most powerful.
I'm working on it.
Oh, my bad, guys. I was on this. I see what they're saying there. Mo is
go ahead and pull radar up for now, and then I'll get the camera pulled up in a second.
We've got a behind-the-scenes computer, and we kind of rearranged before this event, and it works better. It's good, but sometimes our brain doesn't want to readjust due to the long week it's been, and that's something that I've struggled with at times, and all of us have here at times. It's been a long week.
Okay,
yeah, looking at the radar, we're going to get ready to go to the camera here. Mo's bringing it up
this
on
is
the...
actually if the EMA over in Carroll County over in Huntington can hear us. I'm about to pull your camera up. So that's what we're actually
EMA
looking
and
at.
Huntington.
So there you go. So look at that light show that's going on just north. Looks like they're turned back to the southwest again. If it's possible to turn that camera back to the north a little bit, we'll get a good look at that storm coming in to Huntington right now. If we could turn it back a little bit more. That's probably the shelf cloud there. That's a good look at the shelf cloud coming in now.
And we've got the downtown Jackson, Huntington, or that camera shot you've got there. Huntington looks definitely, look at that lightning.
Yeah, you can really just see that light show that's coming right into Huntington. Again, right now it is not severe or tornado warned at the moment. It did have a pretty decent looking bookend vortex, which is when on the northern side of a Boeing Echo is kind of where that thing is sort of spinning up. And that's where they initially had that tornado warning, but we've got prolific lightning right now in Carroll County. So I know that's waking you up, and I'm sure probably rocked you right out of bed this morning. I get it. But right now there are no current tornado. Okay, thank you for turning that camera. I appreciate that.
Thanks, guys.
So they're turning that camera now for us. Getting a little bit more, you can really see that storm coming right in to Huntington right now. My goodness. That is a lot of lightning. Go ahead and take a look. Let's go in tight on a Huntington right now. Let's get a lightning count on that. That has got to be huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now.
And of course, kind of looking at different views here out of North Jackson. Okay, we'll go ahead. Looks like they've got it on your camera.
We'll get a lightning count on that, but right now we can see just how frequent that lightning is coming into Huntington right now. That's a lot of lightning.
It is near constant. I haven't seen that much of a storm in a while.
Yeah,
so
boy, there we go. And look at that hail core now that you got right now, just to the northwest.
Yeah, let me remove that.
Yeah, that's just northwest of Huntington right now. That huge hail core, humongous hail core on that. Wow.
And hang on, guys.
There's not a severe thunderstorm, not even a SPS on that. A storm, a special weather statement, nothing.
Nothing.
And that's coming out of Camden right now, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Camden's got a better shot at that than any of them right now, and I see a humongous hail core on that.
The hail core, the lightning. This is a dangerous situation. It's closing in on Huntington. Let's see, Brewston downwind, Buena Vista. Let me get in a little bit closer. Long Rock, you're in the path of that storm. At Anarch School area, Clarksburg, Leach immediately, Huntington immediately. It's closing in on you. And then Long Rock, Macedonia School area. So just trying to give a heads up. We could have, hen-sized eggs showing easily, some large hail showing up. And then also just the very tremendous amounts of lightning that we've been seeing in that cam shot. You've got the makings for a very dangerous situation. There's going to probably be some power outages. It's going to be hard, if not already. It's going to be hard to avoid it with that kind of lightning. I haven't seen lightning like that in a very long time. I used to go with my dad out on the railroad, and we saw some storms like this. And it's like a strobe light. It's just constant, and it is
finally.
Yes, thank you, thank you guys.
A severe thunderstorm warning now out for eastern Carroll County, for the rest of Carroll County and Benton counties included in that, and southern Henry. Yeah, we knew that was coming. Not with a hail core that big. There's no way that shouldn't be warned right now.
Yeah, and again, that is Benton, Carroll, Decatur, Henderson until 5:30. Just an extremely dangerous storm, and we talk about, everybody focuses on the tornadoes, and that's great. Those can be a life-threatening situation, but this storm here has really almost equally the amount of life-threatening things going on with it as a tornado. You've got your winds exceeding 57 miles per hour. You've got hail that could be like hen-sized, if not bigger. And then you've got just a ton of lightning, and it's just extremely dangerous there.
That warning also technically includes northeastern Madison County and also northern Henderson County as well.
Okay, weather 2, that would be on
my camera.
Yours there, and I'll keep the radar up for us too. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for Benton, Carroll, and that's going to be Decatur and Henderson, and it's right in here. I'll just point out the hail core right here just west of Huntington, and all of the lightning that's going on. McKenzie, I know it's tough, you're under the gun, stay in your safe place here. Cedar Grove, you can see as you go down into Madison County, we're looking at that on the weather cams too, and going to be watching right in here. Got a little inflow notch, but right now we've got a good look at this with our cameras too, and it's not as bad. And you can see that the lightning is very far and few in between here. This is the main part of the storm where we've got the life-threatening, the very devastatingly bad part of this right through here from Huntington up through the McKenzie area, and then right here down just north of the Cedar Grove area. So I'll step off here, and wow, look at that, Mo. That is, yeah, absolutely. Everybody stay in a safe place. Look at that shelf cloud. I mean, this is, yeah, we're looking at Huntington and Carroll County where that's moving through right now. And I tell you what, it's closing in. We may see some hail begin to fall in that camera shot,
Are you on composite on that instead of regular reflectivity?
Yeah,
that would blow up. That would
yeah, that's right.
The hail cores a little bit more. Yes. So that's
yeah, let me double check that too.
Okay. But yeah, there's clearly some vivid lightning still coming through. In fact, we're going to go back over to my radar here on weather too, if we can, real quick, just to kind of get a better visual of this. And again, and then get our bearings on this current severe thunderstorm warning. So again, we've got still a pretty decent sized amount of hail there on that one. Even I am going to take a look at it from the Camden radar.
Mo, here's you a shot here too of Camden. So got a hail core really showing up good, just northwest of Huntington. But anywhere along in here, we got some pockets of hail, and that was reflectivity. But we just we're looking at it from a little bit different radar site. But again, indicating some hail there, moving generally into the Huntington area right now. Let me get back up here and we'll switch. I'm going to move it back. Let's see. I'm going to see if we can get a different view from Memphis, but yeah, it's going to be too far to the. Okay, we'll leave it right here then on the Camden radar.
Go ahead and bring up Max 1, or 2 rather, control if you could. And I think I got a better view of it here. Okay, so here we go. So here's a look at the line and just reflectivity here at the moment. And we can really pick out these spots that have the larger hail here. And the radar, as it goes by, it's going to be highlighting some of these features. So Macedonia, got some big hail that's making its way in here. We're talking probably quarter to maybe $half size hail that's moving in right now. If we go down the line, however, Huntington, you definitely have gusty winds pushing in right now into Huntington between Long Rock Community, Huntington itself. If we go down south along Leach and along highways or US 70, here Leach Community, gusty winds moving in right now. Not much hail showing up down this way. Right now, if we've got any big hail, the biggest of it's probably going to be on the northwest side of Huntington, up towards the Macedonia community up on the northern side of town there. So that's where the bigger hail is right now. Maybe some small pea to dime size hail to the south and west of that in Huntington. Of course, we're looking at the Camden radar here. In just this frame, by the way, I have 112 lightning strikes. So again, vivid lightning with this storm. And then as we go down southwest towards Howley, and again along US 70 towards Cedar Grove. Again, gusty winds pushing into Cedar Grove right now on the southwest side of town. I got some friends there, I know. Here it comes. So you got some heavy rain and gusty winds coming in right now, but all the hail appears to be closer to community or Huntington itself, just to the south, and then some of the bigger hail to the north of that between the northern portion of the county and in southern portions of Henry County. I'm going to back out just a little bit just to get our bearings here for the rest of the region here. Again, in Madison County, we're going to take a look at the northern side of Madison County. We're going to back up and take probably the Memphis radar here and get a better idea there. So notice how the rain isn't nearly as organized as it's coming into Madison County. So this is just plain old rain, not even as much lightning here in Madison County. As I back up, look at that. See that count all the way down. Only 2 lightning strikes in the last 10 minutes. Here in North Jackson and northwest, the northern part of the county. Clearly, we can't answer the phone here at the Weather Center while we are doing live coverage. So I do apologize, but someone is blowing up my phone, and we can't answer that right now. But anyways, we've got southern Crockett, southwestern Crockett County, just basically some very heavy rain pushing through. Southern Gibson County, some very heavy rain making its way through Gibson County right now. But again, the severe threat is basically on the leading edge of that Boeing segment, and that's making its way through central and eastern Carroll County and eventually Benton County as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put a track on the whole line here and just sort of give some communities some heads up here. I believe it was moving at about 35 miles per hour. Let's see if they slowed that down any here.
Yeah, I was checking too. Dana, my wife there, just giving us a little report there, just some ferocious winds as this came through the Medina, Milan area, and just kind of a quick little report there. But some people had asked, are they okay? Yes, they are.
Yes.
They took shelter. They're now coming out. So just like I said, if you know somebody downwind of this storm,
this is
call
still
them
going
and
35,
wake them
so.
up. Tell them to take cover now. Dangerous storm coming in their direction. That would be eventually Camden, Benton, if it holds together, Holiday.
Here's some signs of arrival on this, what's left of this little Boeing segment that's pushing through. So it's pretty much in Hillard, the community of Hillard right now. Claybrook by 5:05, Hollow Rock at 5:10, Brewston here, and I'm going to try to grab a drink here because
go ahead, Mo.
Take
Take your
drying out here. Compliments of all the things. Along the exhaust here, but we've got Springville at 5:10. Wilderville, if it holds together, will be arriving in northern Henderson County there by 5:30. Camden, if it holds together here, by about 5:31. So you got plenty of time in Camden, Coxburg, there along the Tennessee River, and then Wildersville, of course, that's going to be about 5:30, and all these other communities. Holiday, that's right on the border between the northern Decatur County and Benton County. That's going to be there by about 5:44 should this hold together. Again, we'll go ahead and take a look at the velocities on this to see if that's gotten any better here. Which radar are we on here? See if it's gotten any better here.
While you're looking at that, Mo, if we can bring it back to TVM1, I just want to show the power in this as it's moved across the West Tennessee area. Look at how that area really bowed out as it crossed over the Mississippi River near Covington. That's where we had our tornado warnings in that area. As we push forward, just look at how fast this has raced across almost from west to east. Getting and right in there, it is gaining overall power right there. You can see it on the reflectivity. Paris, please be in your safe place. Camden, that continues to look very, very serious. While we bring that camera up here just momentarily, but again, look at how that just marched across. We got the yellow area showing the tornado watch, the orange areas showing the severe thunderstorm warning, which we'll kind of reiterate here too, just to get a heads up there. It is a severe thunderstorm warning, Benton, Carroll, Henry, and Weakley. And we've got that county in Huntington, Tennessee, Carroll County. And Mo, you interrupt if you want to, but I'm going to try to give you a little break there for a moment. Look at that wind-driven rain. Look at that. And
that's a live shot right out of Huntington right now, so that's what's coming in right now. So very heavy rain. Notice not much lightning now that the leading edge where all the instability is sort of coming together along that gust front has pushed off to the east. But I will say, right before I pulled this up here, I was looking at that bookend vortex is trying to tighten up a little bit on the north side of Huntington. So let's go in tight here, and it looks like the National Weather Service is changing something about it. Hang on, let me see what they changed here. Don't think they had tornado possible, but they may have to here shortly. Because notice of that bright green and right against that red right there on the north side of Huntington right now. So it is spinning again. I want to see if they upgrade that to tornado possible. Hopefully not, but that might need to happen here. So we'll take a look at the latest warning here.
Okay, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 5:30. This is for southeastern Weakley, Benton, Carroll, southern Henry counties until 4:58. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. I'm just going to go with what I've got here at the moment here. See if it'll update. Max hail, wind threat. I don't see a tornado tag on the one that goes.
They don't have a tornado tag on it, but what we're looking at on radar is screaming. There's something trying to spin right along the Broadway of America. stretch there between Huntington and Brewston, right on the north side of US 70. That's what's coming on right now. So if you're familiar with that road, Broadway of America, yeah, that's right now coming. That's where this rotation is right now. It's tight. So
we may very well have a tornado warning coming up here shortly. I mean, just looking at this, I would not be surprised. Let's take a look, Mo. I'll let you do your thing there just a moment. Safe spots, okay? If you're in the path of this storm, get to the lowest level of your home. If you've got a 2-story, get to the 1-story. And not only that, but get to the centermost portion away from as many outside walls as possible. Have multiple ways to receive your warnings, weather radio, TV, phone, and especially the WBBJ weather app. It is one of the best, really, that I've ever seen. It will warn you automatically, and you can look at the radar and get live coverage right there through that weather app. Definitely watch for trees, down power lines, even both before and after the storm. Have on hand batteries, flashlight, water, first aid kit, medication, and then also just make sure you take shelter. If you've got a basement, of course that's going to be the best place, but lowest level of your home, hallway, and with as least amount of roof over you as possible. So just some things that you can do. Sometimes that seems redundant, but it continues to save lives to mention that all throughout the years.
I mentioned it to them, see if they make sure they are very busy. So I understand that they missed it. There's a lot going on still back to our west at this hour, with a lot of flooding reports coming in. Looks like it's broadening out a little bit, but boy, that looked rough.
Boy, there for just a moment, yeah.
So for a second there, that looked a little rough, just on the north side of Huntington there. But I still want you to take your tornado precautions there in the north and eastern side of Huntington, along and just north of the Broadway of America. Brewston, Hollow Rock, this is going to be close, but probably just to your north. This is going to be closer probably to the community of Ephesus. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But again, that was real tight. In fact, I'm going to go in real tight here. Take a look at this here in the last couple of scans here. This little rotation. This is the original bookend vortice that caused the tornado warning earlier. And you can see just how tight it is when it was in Huntington. And then when I saw that camera, this is just north of Huntington High School too. That's roughly where this is our Rosser community. That's probably Rosser, I apologize. And then as it's going to continue to go north near Cannon School, it's pretty close to there, and it's going to be basically between Brewston and Ephesus. That's roughly where this potential rotation is located right now. I'm going to. It
did have some on the correlation coefficient too, seeing that
dropping a little bit,
drop there as we were also seeing that rotation. On the relative velocity too, looking at the winds towards and away from the radar. But yeah, we could have very well seen a tornado there touch down briefly.
You don't think it's tight enough to, okay, and I agree with that now, but a second, we had 2 scans of that, then yeah, you definitely would have had to get a tornado warning now. They don't think there's anything concerning now, but they are watching it. So I did bring their attention to it, so that we do know the National Weather Service is specifically watching that rotation right now. But I would still, just to play it safe, not a bad idea to go ahead and be in your tornado shelter north of US 70 if you're on the northeastern side of Carroll County there. And then by extension over into northern, this will stay north of Camden for the looks of it as well. At its current track, it'll stay just north. So let's go ahead and put another track on this, and track that part of the storm here at 35 miles per hour to the northeast here. It's probably going to include a couple of communities that are probably going to get missed here, but I do want to give as many people as much warning as possible here. I'm going to need to back up just a little bit here. Ignore that. We're going to redo that here and get us a better track here. There we go. I'm going to go 35 miles per hour. There we go. So that's probably about it. I am going to include Camden just to have an in there, so that we have some times of arrival.
And Mo, do you want to read these, or I can step on the screen and kind of point it out?
Whichever way you want to do it. If you want to do it,
I'll go ahead and just step on here just a minute. I think you've got it laid out there just right. So the worst part of this storm right here over near the Camden School area, 5:05, it's going to be Canaan School. Then we've got Rosser by 5:05, Hollow Rock 5:13, Brewston by 5:16, Lipe by 5:23, 5:24, Sandy Rock. I don't know, I'm going through these vocally, but some of you are taking shelter, I know, and so you can kind of hear that down the hall, so to speak. Also, we've got the Camden Elementary School area. It'll be arriving there about 5:32. Sulphur Creek School, 5:46. Whitechapel Historical.
Let me move it
there.
over here. I apologize, Brian.
Oh, you're fine.
I know I'm throwing you around the key. I apologize for that.
We're going. We got it. 56 after 5:56. Whitechapel School, Ellis Grove School, 6:02. Halls Creek by 6:06. We're talking about this storm here, Canaan School. You've had the rotation going on, and that's pushing off to the east northeast, and it's barreling. It's barreling forward there over 50. I think we said 50 miles.
Well, I took about 35. That particular feature is about 35 miles an hour.
Drug down.
There is
okay.
some CC drop. If you take weather 2 again, I got some lowering, but this is probably dust getting sucked into the storm. Some dust and stuff, leaves, things like that. That can also drop the CC value. So we're not seeing the big donut hole all the way down to blue like we were seeing a couple days ago.
No, and Mo makes a great point. I have seen some people really get panicky over a CC drop even at the front of the event there. But of course, you're going to have some leaves. You're going to have some maybe grass cuttings and things kind of being pulled up into that. But yeah, compared to what we saw the other night with that CC drop where it even was spiraling around, it was really different from the surrounding colors. That can be roof shingles or more larger items because what CC does, correlation coefficient, it shows you the difference between smaller raindrops and like larger items, and the bigger difference you've got going on, the much more different those colors are in that local area. Go ahead, Mo, you had some good information for us as well.
I'm sorry.
Oh, from the Haywood County tornado that was confirmed. If there's any additional information from the National Weather Service, have they?
When did that happen? I mean,
that was about an hour ago. Around 4 o'clock, okay. 3:45.
I'll go take a look here.
Mo's going to kind of sift through there. He's got it pulled up and just see if there's been any mention of any injuries. As that came through, it was definitely looked very threatening. Had a lot of power with it. Here in Jackson, just being a safe place. We're not in the worst part of this, but wow, we're looking at some intense rainfall coming through.
There was some roof damage around. I'm not sure I can give specific, but there's some power poles snapped, but I can't give out direct information where some of this has happened. But I can tell you there has been some confirmed damage in Haywood County, roof damage in portions of Haywood County at this point. So yeah, we can confirm there was some damage around portions of the area.
Yeah, that was probably when they were able to confirm that, and they turned it to a confirmed tornado warning. So, and it's late. It's early in the morning. We'll probably begin to get more damage in on that. Yeah. Hopefully everybody's okay.
Admittedly, even I was in a dead of sleep, so yeah. I didn't even know what happened in Haywood County. So that's how fast this is all happening. And I tried my best, folks, over the TV to let him know, don't come in, I've got it. But that's Mo. He's dedicated. And, we're glad to have you, Mo, even if it's now we're early. He was originally going to come in at 5, and I was trying to hold him back and try to give him a little bit more sleep there, but that just kind of shows you how the weather team is. And I didn't expect anybody else because, bless their heart, they've been up all night long, Joel and Jordan. So please, guys, y'all just continue to get some sleep there. And they won't, because anytime something is threatening the area, I could just show the whole area. We really haven't done that in a while. So we're going to go back and take a look at the whole area here in general. And just to let you know, look at this. This is really the only storm at the moment that is this strong. So once we get this out of here, we're going to be done with not the severe weather for the day. We can still have more strong storms as we do expect.
But it'll give us a good break.
It's going to give us a little bit of break.
It's used up some energy that some of the storms would have used. So they're I guess a shining light that this has used up some of the energy for now.
Some of it, yeah. But this boundary is expected to. I haven't really been able to look at any data obviously yet. But this will stall out again, and then we do expect more additional rounds as the day goes along here. But it looks like another Boeing segment there out of Arkansas, but it's got some time before it makes its way here. In fact, I'll put this in motion to sort of show you what's going up. Tornado warning. There it is. That's right, the same rotation we were just talking about.
Weather 1 back up. I was just about to go and look at that latest triple R model to see, but let's get in on this real quick. A tornado warning in effect, and I'll get you the counties on that right let's see, let me take
Yeah,
off
it's a northern. It's the exact rotation we were looking at, and yes, it has indeed tightened back up just north of Brewston. This is going to still stay north of Camden, although you are technically included in this tornado warning. Southern Henry County is also included, even though it's going to be close. It's going to be the very far southern southeastern side of Henry County, which. You got my max 2 up, so I'm going to go tight in here just to kind of give you some communities that are included in this. So this is just east of Cannon School, basically about to cross the Carroll and Benton County line over into Benton County. So again, Camden's included, although this is going to be north of Camden. If you're near Ebenezer School, yes. Get in. You need to get in. If you're in this tornado warning, get in shelter. Let's see here. I'm going to try to very tightly to track just.
All right, go ahead and track that, guys. Tornado warning,
storm.
Benton, Carroll, and Henry County until 5:45. I'm just giving Mo just a moment to think and to get that track on there. And again, he's looking at a very dangerous situation there on his radar set. Wow, look at that, Mo, and going to track that off to the east-northeast and show you the estimated times of arrival. But please, from both of us, the entire weather team would be saying, hey, get to your safe place. This could save your life tonight. Camden, Bain, under that tornado warning as the storm is bearing down on you tonight. Go ahead, Mo.
Okay, so some times of arrival, if you're around the Ebenezer School, Big Sandy School by 3:48. Right now it's basically knocking on the door for Ebenezer School. You don't have much time. You need to get indoors. Go ahead, wake folks up. They're going to be mad at you, but it's okay. Let them be mad at you.
They'll be alive. They might be grumpy.
Saving their life. Big Sandy, if it holds together, it's going to be there by 5:39. Excuse me. Bass Bay, that's going to be basically right along the Tennessee River there. Community of Stewart, of course, that's in Stewart County on the other side of the river. But again, if we got a tornado trying to wrap up, it's the same one we were looking at just north of Huntington earlier, still trying to cycle and ramp back up yet again, just north of Brewston now as it makes its way into far northern Benton County. This is going to be just north of Camden. But again, this is going to be a close call for a lot of communities, or smaller communities in northern Benton County. So what I'm going to do, since it's basically in town, I'm going to go and switch over to Camden radar here, and get an idea of see if we get a much tighter, closer look at this rotation here. There we go. So we're going to get a real good look and shot right into this storm on the Camden radar. So this is one of the big advantages we have with having access to this radar. So this is where the rotation is. It doesn't get any closer than that. It does look a little broad on this particular version of the radar, but this was looking even closer than Memphis is looking at right now. So it is going to be moving right into northern. Notice it's pretty rural, it looks like, up this way. But there are a lot of people who live along US 641 there, between Bain and Camden, near Ebenezer School. So this we're going to let it go ahead and take a look at this in our traditional view here as well. I don't think we don't have any cameras over here in Camden, unfortunately, but we do. We'll go ahead and reflectivity take a look at it that way. And again, you can see.
And I want to point out too, if there is some places there in Camden that would be willing to do that, we would be glad to talk to you about that, to maybe get a camera there on either side of things. But I want to point out too, Mo, this is where this radar has shined tonight. This is one reason that there's a radar in this area, is because it is kind of in a lesser seen area from the larger radars, kind of what we call a dead area between the long range radar beams. So this radar is shining tonight, really giving us some big help on this particular storm. And I tell you what, you've got a great view of it there. And look at just how close. If you look at Mo's shot there, we've got the little symbol there where the radar dome is located, right there in the bottom of your screen. And just look at how close that we're able to see this. You could literally, if we had a camera on the radar, you would see this as well, just like the radar is seeing. We're looking right there into it, the very best scan that we could possibly get of this storm. So, yeah, and the fact that Mo that we're showing some rotation down near the surface, probably less than 500 feet off the ground that we can see at
Oh
this
yeah.
point.
Yeah, that's pretty low. At the very least, a wall cloud is likely just north of Camden.
It's almost like having a guy up on that water tower looking off. I mean, because that's how close this storm is, and able to see this thing as it comes very close to the.
I'm gonna check with some of my sources. I know I've got
good.
a weather group that is let's see if they've got any information or if they've
Awesome.
spotted anything at this point as well. So yeah, Ben, I'm Richardson. I'm watching you. So well, if you guys have any reports, we'll send them on through. I'm watching.
Ben
for
is
it.
awesome. He's been so helpful. We appreciate all of our storm
Appreciate all our
spotters.
storm spotters there in northeastern West Tennessee, up there between Henry County, Benton County. They have been tremendous for us. Thank you all so much for all your reports and all your due diligence. And let us know if you're seeing any wall clouds or anything like that. We just need some confirmation on what's going on there in northern Benton County right now. I know a lot of this is 4, 5 o'clock. These are. There's going to be a lot of flash flood warnings coming because remember
here comes the floods.
The ground is soggy. It's very soggy, so we're going to get a ton of flash flood warnings. So that is going to be a thing.
And let me hit that just a moment, because the flash flood warnings that are going out, sometimes you get those, and you know the usual areas that flood. There are going to be areas that don't typically flood that are going to be flooding over the next couple of days. Please heed to those flash flood warnings, which flash floods and floods kill. I think it still currently stands more people than any other weather event when you put it in there with tornadoes and other things. So, Old Medina Road underwater in places. It looks like a river, literally, there in the flats of the Old Medina Road area, about 4 miles south of Medina. But that's just one area. I'm aware that if you travel further north and west, there are probably a lot of areas that look just like that. And so please, 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 because the devastating flood scenes that I know that are coming out in the days ahead are just going to be heart-wrenching. So please heed to those too. But continuing to focus on that tornado warning, that again, we're able to get a good view right there from the radar site in the Camden area. This storm, which has just been wreaking havoc from the west part of Tennessee to the east, and it has done so in about 2 hours' time, made the trip.
And the good news is it's still just radar indicated at this point. So
Okay.
There's nothing been confirmed at this point, but we are still watching some pretty tight rotation. I do want to keep an eye on both all our sources here. A pretty good hail cord there, just in that south of the Bain community there. If we're coming back over to Max 2 here, let me go ahead and bring velocity back up. Okay, so this is from the Memphis side. The problem with the Memphis side here, though, remember Memphis, by the time the radar beam is hitting this storm, it's hitting it all the way up almost 10,000 feet by the time it hits Benton County. So this is it is showing tighter rotation, but it's more than likely higher up in that rotation you're seeing there is higher up in the storm. Versus this, which is when we look at it from Camden, it looks like it's just to the south. So notice how they're not co-located in the same spot. So what we're seeing on Camden is this rotation is already to the south of Bain. This has got a better look at it directly into the bottom of the storm here, whereas the Memphis radar is looking more at the mesocyclone higher up in the storm. So that's why we're seeing a little bit of a difference in rotation, but it doesn't look as impressive on the Camden site, so that is a good thing. But we aren't confirming. There has been no additional confirmed information. I've got multiple spotters. Okay, that Benton Electric, yes, Benton County Electric, yes. Reach out to me. Just email me at mshamel@wbbjtv.com, and I will get me that information, and we will get that all together, and we'll
Thank
get
you,
information
guys. We
on how to
appreciate
get a
that.
Benton County camera going up there. Yeah, we absolutely would appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's take a look at, but we're going to go back to the radar view right now again. And this is, again, the look from Camden radar. And this is just to show you the difference, what kind of a difference we can see. So, again, typically these storms are tilted. They're not straight up and down. So that's why you're seeing a different location as to where that maximal rotation is located. Also, I think Memphis might be a little bit behind now as well. But our Camden radar is showing that this is basically along 641 right now to the southeast of Bain. and then making its way towards Sulphur Creek School. If you're familiar with that location, between Cherry Grove, north of Cherry Grove School, probably closer to Sulphur Creek School, there just to the west of the Tennessee River here at this point. Let's go back over to reflectivity, and then back up here just a little bit, and then we're going to...
Little bit of a drop in CC right there, and of course that's very close to the ground, so concerning
everything on that scale.
And again, that's off of the Camden, the radar here in Benton County, very, very close to this, but getting a little bit of messy correlation coefficient drop. So we could have a little, you know, I don't want to scare folks, but we're just reporting what we see. Could have a little bit of debris, whether that is some leaves being blown around, or you know, cardboard clipping, you know, just trash or whatever. But seeing a little bit of that showing up, and again, real close to this radar,
Okay, so they're going like
down
this.
near the surface, almost being able to see this blowing along the ground. And so again, a very dangerous storm. And as Mo mentioned, Sulphur Creek Road, Big Sandy, the worst part of that, although you're under the gun, please stay in your safe place, but just right there, just a couple of miles south of Big Sandy, where it looks the worst. Doesn't mean it can't be terrible right there at Big Sandy. That's where the worst of it looks at this very moment. Going back to reflectivity, the reflectivity is out the charts. It is out the charts on the Camden, about as high
just
up
to
the
give
scale as you can get.
Idea for the rest of West Tennessee right now. Again, it is busy across the entire area. The only area that has severe weather, i.e., a hail the size of a quarter or bigger, or gusty 58 plus mile per hour winds, or rotation that's indicating the potential for a tornado. The only place that is occurring anywhere in West Tennessee is right now in northeastern Carroll County, moving into Benton County. By extension, extreme southern Henry County, even though I think you guys are out of the woods, and Henry County as well. This is a northern Benton County problem right now. The rest of us, yes, there's heavy rain pushing into Madison County. Jackson, it's plain old rain. That's all that's happening right now. It is not severe. It is not strong. Plain old heavy rain. So I just want to let you know, yes, there's a flash flood warning. Remember, the ground is already saturated. The ground is not going to hold much water at all. So if you're going to be traveling this morning, you got to be careful with that. But we're not ignoring the rest of West Tennessee. I just want to point out what we are tracking right now, and what is important right now is who's under the gun with a tornado warning right now, and that is up in northern Benton County, northeastern Carroll County. I just want to make that clear. Anyway, so let's take a look at the lightning. One thing that has been good is this lightning count is down. Remember, about 15, 20 minutes ago, we were up around 200 strikes in just this frame. Now we're down to about 26 strikes. So
Yeah,
this is real. That is a encouraging sign. This is really showing some weakening going on, even with the cell that is severe right now, making its way through northern Benton County at the moment. So let's go ahead and take another look at, again, we're looking at from the Memphis radar site, on the velocity here. We're going to take a look at storm relative velocity here again, and look, that is still showing some rotation in southeastern Benton County, but again, that's a lot. That is shooting pretty high up in the storm. And the, okay, so they're going to be warning, it looks like, another watching another.
It'll be interesting, too, to see if Nashville does. I bet you they will put it downstream.
Fort Pillow.
Here coming up. This is just holding together so well, and I do think they have, the weather offices, they do have access to the Camden radar. Is that correct, Mo? Do you know?
Fort Pillow's not in Benton County, is it?
He's busy at the moment looking at some other, but yeah, right there, Camden coming through. It is just passed through the Bain area. Just northern portions of Benton County right now under the gun. Reflectivity, meaning what we're seeing in the line of rain and or hail, off the charts there at about the highest range that you could see on a radar. So blinding rain and...
Okay, this was the confirmed tornado that ended up coming through Haywood County. Okay, that was looking at some old data. I apologize. They were talking about something confirmed on the ground. And I was like, what is going on?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Fort Pillow's not in Benton County. What is going on? I apologize for that.
Well, and in all innocence, though, when we see that, we're going to latch onto it quick because, you know.
Absolutely. I was just trying to figure out where Fort Pillow was. I apologize for that. I had to get my geography together there. Anyways, we do still have some, at the very least, some rotation aloft. This is going to be very dangerously close to Big Sandy. This is on the northern side of that rotation. Again, we still have some co-locating problems. National Weather Service in Nashville notice just issued a severe thunderstorm warning. They're not going to continue the tornado warning into the county over from here. For that,
I'm getting
we've
some.
got this rotation that's moving into Big Sandy right now, and again, that's going to continue to push off to the north and east here into Big Sandy. The Big Sandy community. So if we've got something trying to spin up, at least based off the Memphis rotation side right now, that's going to be making its way into the Big Sandy community right now. And again, we're going to take a look from the Camden radar here as well. And again, it's not co-located. See, this is
While you're doing that, Mo, I want to point out we've got a lot of people online right now asking what it's doing at their house and this kind of thing. We are tied up at the moment. My best recommendation is have us on the WBBJ 7 Storm Team weather app. It is free in all app stores. You can get our live feed right there, and then also right here on TV, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News here on Channel 7. You can get it via antenna, but definitely tune in, and we're pointing out, I promise you, we're pointing out the worst parts of this storm right now, but we just don't have time to look around and tell every individual where and what it's doing there. That would be impossible. We're concerned about you, highly concerned, but right now the worst thing that we're tracking is through the Carroll and Benton County areas. But thank you for continuing to join us here, and if you're seeing something, if you see something, say something, and we'll get that reported out over the air as well. Of course, mentioning some folks that they've got some impressive video, so forth. So right there in Milan, but we'll try to get all this together through the day, and we're going to have news updates. We could be preempting our normal 6 a.m. show that we do. You know, myself and Emily and Zach and all of us do in the morning, because if the storm keeps barreling through, we'll see. But either way, just a little heads up, I've got that show ready if this should get out on time. Go ahead, Mo.
New scan came in. Looks like things are broadening out quite a bit. This is going to still be, looks like there's really two low rotations now. One of them that's crossing, it just came through Big Sandy. Did got our first confirmed 60-mile-per-hour measured wind report at right at the Henry County, Benton County line. So we do have some confirmation some of this wind is making it down to the ground there, and so may have some damage somewhere between basically right where Henry County and Benton County meet, so around Bain, the Bain community, where that rotation was moving through. And it looks like we were basically tracking two different rotations right now, one of which is a little bit further south. Neither is exceptionally tight here at the moment. I do note downstream the National Weather Service in Nashville went with a severe thunderstorm warning on that instead of a tornado warning. And I'm gonna need to go fix one thing here, there we go. And then see if I can get that to appear here for me. Of course, it's not. But the only confirmed report of right now has been 60-mile-per-hour winds. But by the way, it's the only 60-mile-per-hour wind gust report that we've had so far since we've gone into coverage here. But this is going to be moving out of our coverage area here shortly here. So probably here in the next 20 minutes or so, it'll be moving over the Tennessee River into, I believe that's Stewart County.
Let's see.
The next kind of Humphreys or Stewart County.
It's one of the two. There.
One of the two.
And then on, I think it's Humphreys, and then it goes on into Dixon County.
Yeah.
You see Dixon
so that's going to be moving right out of our coverage area very shortly here. And again, we've got two rotating areas of again. So let's take a look at reflectivity again. We're going to go out and take a look at the rest of West Tennessee, so we do our due diligence here, and then we'll start to re-rack here, and you can actually start putting your show together if you need to, Brian. I'm not sure if y'all are going to go into the 6 or how we're going to handle this. We'll go through in the background and figure out how they're going to ahead and handle the rest of the morning here. But I'm going to back up here and take a look at the rest of West Tennessee. We do have another Boeing segment back to the west here. That's going to be moving into Tipton County, Shelby County eventually, and eventually that is going to be a problem for us as it makes its way back into Haywood County, Fayette County, and eventually Madison County by extension. I'm talking about that area back there near Cherry Valley. So that'll continue to move in our general direction. We'll go ahead and put this in motion so you can sort of see how things have been progressing so far. Again, so you got that first wave that's pushing northeast, and that's eventually going to be out, or the severe part of that line moving out of the area. To the south and west of that, we do have some heavy rain making its way through the rest of West Tennessee. That does include here in Jackson. There's not much lightning with it actually. Now that it's made its way into Madison County. In fact, I'll go in tight here and get us in. And I've got the lightning counter on. It's got none. Ain't nothing right now.
We'll take it.
So
we'll take
that's okay. That's a good sign.
We've had plenty. We've
had plenty of lightning. We don't need and want any more lightning. And right now, lightning counter is on. It's got nothing right here in Madison County, Gibson, Haywood. This is just plain old rain right now that's coming through. It's heavy rain, and again, it's not going to take much to cause flooding problems locally, hyper-locally, or locally here at this point today. So got to be careful about that. I think that's still going to be the big story for this morning, at least, will be the heavy rain that'll be falling, along with some of the flooding problems that's going to be creating as the day goes along. We still aren't out of the woods on the severe threat a little bit later on this afternoon, as we do expect some southerly return on the southeast side of this big rain air mass. But hopefully this air mass stabilizes the atmosphere and holds enough of that out of West Tennessee. We don't deal with severe weather in addition to the flooding threat as we get later into the afternoon. So we're not done, but again, this whole rain mass should help us out, keeping things on the stable side through late morning. And
I do want to point out too, we're looking at a strong wave of storms back just west of Memphis. So we could, and it's starting to bow out, so we could be at least doing this over. I don't, I'm not. I've always heard don't speak it, but I'm just telling you what I see. We'll just go with it like this: a powerful storm. It is not severe, but it has potential, and it's moving towards the Mississippi, Covington, and Point South. We could to Memphis, and then it would continue on across mainly south of I-40. And we'll keep a close watch on it, but I will say it doesn't look near as bad as what was north of there, and that is blown across the entire West Tennessee area in about 2.5 hours, with what is probably going to wind up being some big damage reports as the morning wears on and we get into daylight and so forth there. But just noticing that as I'm continuing to gather up some scenes for WBBJ 7 Eyewitness, or the Good Morning West Tennessee coming up. Depending on how this plays out the next few minutes as to whether we'll be on.
Go back over to the weather too here while Brian gets his show together. Yeah. I'll go ahead and take over. And I just wanted to let you, just to show you what we're looking at. We can see the lightning count on the storm that's back, the one I was talking about that's back west of the Mississippi River here. Look at this. That entire complex, there's only 27 strikes of lightning throughout that entire complex. There's not a lot. So that's a good sign. This is not necessarily a strengthening area, but it is looking ominous. It's got some very heavy rain with it, of course. Not looking at frequent lightning, but it does have some lightning with it. No hail is being indicated, at least at this point. I don't see any purple cores showing up here. So hail is not a big problem with this particular area either, at least at this point. Doesn't mean it won't be later, but just so I do my due diligence. So what I also want to do is show you some of the instability potential of this line. So I'm going to back out here, and I think I had a Cape product pulled up somewhere here. Let me see if I can pull it up here in my group. I know you're in there. Where are you at, buddy? I know I put it in there at some point in my life. There it is. There it is. Okay, we're going to look at what we call convective available potential energy, just to see where it's at right now. All over, apparently. There you go. No, I'm just kidding. Some of the lighter colors. So that storm that's moving out of Cherry Valley by extension then. So I'm going to save this here. And we'll co-locate that and show you sort of what's going on radar with that. And then show you what storms are having access to that energy and which ones do not. So here, if I put the radar on top of it, Yeah, so see there's a little bit of instability just west of Memphis there, and this storm is tapping into some of that instability. So I'm just kind of show you that co-located. And then notice south of that, there's not a ton right now at least, but of course once we get the sun up over the horizon, it is going to start to build again to the south of this line. So that's what we're concerned about as we get into the latter morning, early afternoon hours. Eventually, the energy is going to start to rebuild, especially down to the southeast where this line isn't at the moment. And that's going to start feeding into what's left of this line as we go through the morning. So that may try to intensify things a little bit later on as we go into the middle to late morning hours. But we're going to go back to the tornado warning. Again, it has broadened up even further, even better news here. It looks like I haven't had any updates from National Weather Service to continue any of this warning activity here, but again, no additional. Let's see, it looks like 94 folks without power, 94 customers without power in Henry County right now. But
okay, and really, that would be minor compared to what it could be.
Could have been if it was a bigger tornado. Absolutely,
yeah, absolutely.
So it looks like maybe a couple power poles got knocked down, probably in southeastern Henry County, far northwestern Benton County, there near the Bain community. It sounds like that's probably where that occurred. And so we are getting some confirmation there is power outages going on there, southeastern Henry County. So that's another confirmation that we do have some damage down from that shear that came just south of Ephesus into southeastern Henry County, northwestern Benton County. Looks like, and haven't got any new information from regarding the actual warning here, but from the looks of things, this thing is really starting to shear out. I do want to take another look at it from the Benton County radar, the Camden radar rather, and then again, still nothing exactly jumping out here either, which is a good thing. So that's going to be moving right across the Tennessee River very shortly into, I'll get my counties together eventually, but right across the Tennessee River. But again, so we're going to re-rack, and we're going to go out and take a look at the broad area, just so everybody has a look at the entire region right now. Again, we'll go ahead and let that tornado warning cancel. If you have any information to pass along, please do that. We need that information. And
I want to say too, Allison Berry, one of our storm spotters, a big thank you to you tonight. You've been reporting, staying up most of the night, reporting what either was happening or wasn't happening, and just kind of letting us know, in your area there that everything's okay. So we appreciate all of our storm spotters tonight. And also, real quickly, Mo, just caution there in the southern counties. We've got those stronger storms taking a similar path, and it's likely could be doing this again, but be more in the southern counties and along I-40. This go around, hopefully not, but just a heads up, the dew points are in the low 70s south of I-40, and thanks to these storms that have been riding through north of I-40, we're looking at upper 50s, low 60s on the dew points. So again, hence, we've used up some of the energy north of I-40, but we are still primed big time for these storms along south of I-40 a little bit later to pull up at the gas station, fuel up the tank. And Mo, I know you know what I'm talking about there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we'll keep a watch on that, and there you go. Hopefully that gave you some break there to get that together. And
absolutely, yeah. We'll go ahead and take a look at the broad view one more time again. So again, we're not done at most of West Tennessee. It's just plain old rain. In fact, there's not really even a whole lot of lightning, other than what's going on up in what's left of the cell that's pushing out of Benton County right now, or northern Benton County. Back to the southwest of that, most of the stuff that's coming through southern Gibson County, Crockett County, Haywood County right now, that is all stratiform rain. Not much lightning with that, at least at the moment. The one behind it, however, does have a little bit of lightning, only a little, and we noted that mainly because, well, there is a little bit of instability just to the south of that storm there that it's tapping into. So we know that it does have a potential of ramping back up. And it's starting to get that bowing look as well. So we'll see if it starts to produce a damaging wind threat, which is a water-loaded damaging wind threat, I should say, which is also obviously going to be a potential here with that. Let's take a look at winds right now. Not looking too impressive from the Memphis radar there at the moment. Let me back this up to our traditional view here. There we go. and then we'll take a look at it from that angle. But they're going to let that warning expire. I believe they haven't really updated here recently. But as far as our system is concerned, it is still going at the moment. But last check on the shear, it didn't look too impressive anymore. Let me take these tracks off. And then I'm going to go up here. Yeah, that looks really sheared out now. Maybe something there right on the Tennessee River right now. Let me go and tighten, see if there's a community nearby that. This will be just east of Sulphur Creek School. A little bit of rotation there right on the Tennessee River, but it's not looking particularly. In fact, let me put a pointer on here. I'm talking about this area here. So winds are blowing east. Here south of Sulphur Creek School on the northeast side. It's going to the northwest. And so we got rotation here still going on there at the moment. So we'll clear this off, and then we'll back up here, and that's going to continue to work its way east. And okay, so yeah, Tennessee. Let's see here. Nashville updated something. I'm trying to see what they updated here. Going Spirit Thunderstorm, Cold Lake, 7 miles. Let's see here. Moving northeast 7 miles, moving east at 45 miles an hour, and it's 60 mile per hour winds, and they're going with nickel-sized hail over. So we happen to have some viewers over watching this in Tennessee Ridge, Halls Creek, Waverly. That is a 60 mile per hour wind gusts with nickel-sized hail with that storm, and that's moving east at 45 miles per hour. So it will be in there shortly. That's Humphreys County, by the way. Houston and Humphreys County. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Okay,
Gauge Patrol.
yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be out of here very shortly. We are going to take a break here. I believe Brian's going to be. Brian and Emily will be on with Good Morning West Tennessee coming up here at 6 o'clock here shortly. And if we have to cut back in for any additional warnings, we will do that. I will be here in the background. We will be tracking things for the rest of the morning for you.